Lesson 11.11, Arithmetic Sequences. Arithmetic means addition or subtraction, and sequence means a list of numbers. So if I went 5, 10, 15, I have my list that's increasing, and they're increasing by adding 5 every time. This means that since the difference is by adding 5 every time, it's arithmetic. And it's just a list of numbers created that way, makes it a sequence with pattern. Okay, so the biggest thing here is that an arithmetic sequence is a sequence in which each term after the first is found by adding a constant. And that could be adding a negative number. Okay, so it could go down, called a common difference. And that's going to be used or described with letter D in our notes. So find the next 4 terms of an arithmetic sequence. Now we have these 3. Now if it's arithmetic, it means they're adding or subtracting the same amount every time. So we must figure out what is D. Well, they do that with these 3 to make sure it's constant. Or these 2, and they realize that the difference is always -6. Once we know what the pattern is, we can continue on. And since we were at 43, we would add a -6 and get 37, add a -36, get 31, and so on. Once we know the difference, we can figure out the rest. Now here is a formula that we can use to describe any term or the nth term of an arithmetic sequence, where this term represents the first one, D is the difference, and this n and this n are the same. So this is subscripted notation. So if I say A sub 10, I'm talking about the 10th term in the sequence. Okay, we have this list of information. It tells us the cost, okay, every month. From one month to the next, if you do it longer and longer, the price goes up. So to fill out that formula, right here is what we're trying to fill out. We notice that the first term is 75,000. So that goes right there. We're wondering about the 12th month. So that's A sub 12, which means the n will be the same. So here's 12. What is the difference? Well, if we take each one and subtract the previous, 90,000 minus 75,000 gives you 15,000. 105,000 minus 90,000, 15,000. So it's constantly changing, and it must be the same every time. That allows us to solve for A sub 12. 12 minus 1 is 11 times 1,500. Add that to 7,500, and you get your 12th term, or your cost for 12 months. As stated here, you could start with 75,000, add it like they are, and then keep on going until you get to the 12th month. But again, that may be manageable, but if I said for 36 months, it would take quite a long time. So this is a much preferred method. An equation for the nth term. Okay, now they want us to fill in this equation. All right. To do that, we need the first term. Here's the first one. Okay. We need to know the difference. So you take 17 minus 8, take 26 minus 17. Do you get the same thing? 17 minus 8 is 9. 26 minus 17 is 9. We do. So D is 9. So they plug in the 8, and they plug in the 9, and that's good enough. But what they would do next is simplify. So, but actually this is good. I like that. If you want to simplify it down, when you distribute the 9, combine like terms, and we get this more efficient equation. An arithmetic mean, okay, are the terms between any non-successive terms. So here's 30, and here's 75, and they're missing things in between. They aren't in order. They're in order, but not right next to each other. These 3 in here will be considered the arithmetic means, and there's 3 of them. So let's find out what they are in this case. 16 and 91 are your terms. They tell us that there are 4 in between. What are they? Well, to do this, we need to find D. D is the key. So let's use this formula and see if we can find out what D is. Because we happen to know what A sub 1 is. We plug that in right here. This term is the 6th term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 term. So I can say A sub 6, which means I can put a 6 in there. And we also know that the 6th term, A sub 6, is 91. So we put that right here. They distribute. Well, actually, you won't have to distribute. This is 5 times D. You have your first term, and you can solve this for D. Subtract 16, divide by 5, and D is 15. Now, once you know that, add 15, and so on. Sorry about the interruption. Okay, so once we know D, then we can use that information to leapfrog from one term to the next and find our missing pieces. And this ends lesson 11.1.